Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So I was just reading an article where Fed President John Williams came out talking about the GDP and how we are going to be, should be expecting a slower growth for the new normal. He says growth like we expected in the 90s will not be taking place, or suggested that it won't be taking place like it did, and that a slower growth than what we have experienced will be the new normal. All right, guys, it sounds to me like he is warning us that a strong dollar policy is in our future. And you can kind of see it almost happening today in the Treasury yields. You know, you see Treasury yields rising today. Now, typically that would mean people are getting out of the bond market. But if you go and you look at the outstanding treasuries that the United States Treasury is issuing right now, and you can see this on USDebtClock.org, you'll see that the United States Treasuries are actually diminishing the amount that they're issuing. And the foreign holdings of these treasuries is increasing. Okay, so outside the country, people are purchasing treasuries. Within the country, the treasuries are diminishing. The Treasury is issuing less of them. This is a strong dollar policy, guys. Okay, this is strong dollar policy. So as the rest of the world is raising their interest rates, causing their currency to weaken, the people who have money outside of the United States are worried about losing the purchasing power of their money. So they're going into United States bonds, right? At the same time, the Treasury is shrinking the amount of treasuries they have, and so is the Fed. All right, this is happening, guys. This is really taking place. So I also have another chart here that I would like to show you. This is the median sale price of new houses sold in the United States. So the median is different from average, and the best way I can describe like median as opposed to average is if you can imagine a car lot, and if you had 100 cars on this car lot and you lined them all up from the least expensive to the most expensive, and you went to the 50th car, whatever the price of that car is the median price, because half of under that will be sold for less than that amount, and then half of over that will be sold for more than that amount. Does that make sense, right? So that 50th car is the median price. The average price is if you took all those cars and added them together and then divided that by 100. Now, the problem with doing average prices as opposed to median prices is that if you have a lot of different prices within the mechanism, the median prices work out pretty well. But if you have, like, say on this car lot, you had 99 vehicles that were $1,000 and one vehicle that was $1 million, that would put like your average at like $11,000 a car. You see how, and that's not very reasonable considering that 99% of the cars on there would only be $1,000 cars. Okay, so median gives you a different idea of what average is. So anyway, here's the chart, guys. What I did is I drew a blue highlighter line for the top of the channel and a pink highlighter line for the bottom of the channel, and you can see at the top of the channel right over here, okay, right here, we broke out of the channel, and I drew this red line kind of showing where the new tops might be and which direction we are heading. But you can see down here, we broke out of the channel, and the Fed came out saying, hey, we had this rise in new home sales. Well, this is that little tiny bit right there. That's what the Fed has come out and announced. So really, they got a long ways to go to get back into the channel, and an even longer way to go to get back into the top of the channel, right? So if we expect these house prices to continue, then we need to be in that channel. We need to bounce from the top to the bottom of the channel in order to keep going. But we've busted out of it, and it looks like we're going to start heading down. All right, Uneducated Economist. Talk to you guys later.